I believe in a future where technology is just as human as we are. I would give you one piece of advice to hear this with, and that is, don't be afraid. We've been doing this for centuries. Aesop's Fables was one of the first times in ancient Greece where we applied human characteristics to unhuman things. The front of automobiles, where the face of the car can look menacing or happy. There's this device that a lot of us have in our own homes. Alexa, will you turn the music down? Applying human characteristics to non-human things is called anthropomorphism. And as I mentioned, generally speaking, when it's applied to technology, these human characteristics, it's called Anthrotech. So I want to talk to you about these three waves. Wave 1, communication. Wave 2, substitution. Wave 3, actualization. All right, wave 1, communication. There's some really cool things happening with things called conversational agents. That's what Alexa is. That's a technical term, conversational agents. It's when we use speech as an interface. We talk to the computer, we talk to the speaker, we ask it questions. But beyond Alexa, there's some very interesting things happening. There's a new service launched by BizStone called Jelly. And it's where you ask it a question, not like the weather, but a subjective question. Where should I move to this part of town? Based on your behaviors and your own tastes, it'll help to inform you of whether you should move to a certain part of town. The idea behind this technology is that at first, it'll be answered by humans, but over time, it'll learn, and it'll be answered by machines. I also bet that a lot of you don't know that when you enter into a chat window on a site, and you're asking for some customer support, that the first few chats back and forth are actually done by a machine. It's an application, disguised as a human being. And that's okay, because you also didn't know that you're asking the same question that most people do when they're there on that site. So in this first wave, we're experiencing all of this opportunity with putting a human voice, this communication, to the technology. I assume you're not scared yet. So I'm going to see how I do the second one. Substitution. This is the one that freaks some people out. Because what we're talking about is taking people's jobs away from them, substituting people's friendships for technology. This is one that we shouldn't fear because we're already doing it to some degree, although I do believe that after wave 1 has reached this maturation, that substitution will be so much easier for all of us to accept. Let me tell you about Pepper. It's a robot that currently works in retail stores in Asia, and it's coming to the US. You can high-five this robot, it will talk to you, it'll read your emotions, and this robot's about to have 2 bigger brothers and sisters that can do other things that Pepper can't do. So we're seeing this in the retail environment. But we're also seeing this popping up in education. If you think about massive open online courses, as universities move to teach thousands of people at once and start to substitute some of the students that are in those classrooms, or even the teachers. Now, I personally feel like some of my professors in the past have actually been robots. But we will soon have ones that actually are. And these applications that we don't know because we won't see them, because we'll be learning online. And if you think about the best student scenario, who is the best student in the class that helps to raise the bar just a little bit? And if that best student could be just like an online game where you're playing the machine, you're playing the computer, and it's not going to discourage anyone because it's going to be just better than the best student in the class. Those are the foundations that are being laid right now with these massive open online courses. And just ahead of the third wave, once we hit maturation in the second wave, we will reach the part that really freaks people out right now. And that's actualization. In popular culture, if you're watching Westworld right now, you're seeing this blend of a dystopic and a utopic future. And I'll actually point out that I believe things are changing when it comes to our view of the future. HAL, the computer that actually killed people in the Space Odyssey films, versus Alexa. This is where branding comes in, because most people don't know, but the name HAL is actually short for several names, which actually means ruler of man. Alexa, short for Alexander, defender of man. We have two very different views of the future. One in which man is ruled and has authority over that person by technology, and one in which man is actually defended by that technology. This is why I believe that in the third wave of Anthrotech, even though our technology will start to realize its own existence, just like in Westworld, it is not going to try to destroy us. Because when we as human beings reach self-actualization, we are more enlightened. We realize that we're connected to a larger group of people. And so the beneficial thing here, as we get strong communication with the technology in the first wave, and in the second wave, create a level of substitution, mostly on our workforce as we think about how to innovate in our businesses there. But in the third wave, you think about the opportunity in which not only does our technology self-actualize and realize what it is, but it will help us reach stronger self-actualization as well as the maker of that technology. So what I would ask is that you consider the good side of these three waves. Look at how you can innovate in your own business according to these three waves. And if we only see the first wave of communication in our lifetimes, there's a tremendous amount of innovation that can happen in our own businesses. Thank you.